My mother-in-law unfortunately passed away a couple of months ago. Before I found out she was the reason why I had so many miscarriages. Story time. To give you a little bit of backstory to this crazy story, my mother-in-law, just like any other mother-in-law, has never, ever liked me. But at the same time, I have never thought she would go this far to hurt me like she did all throughout the years. My mother-in-law did questionable things to me. She always voiced that she never liked me, and she never really had a reason. She just said she never liked me. I remember at my wedding, she was the first person to get up when the priest asked if anyone objected. She said yes, she didn't like me, and she wished all the worst things on us, and it was never going to work out, but of course it did, and I have been married for some good years. But at the same time, I have never thought she would go this far to hurt me like she did all throughout the years. My mother-in-law did questionable things to me. She always voiced that she never liked me, and she never really had a reason. She just said she never liked me. I did avoid going to her house as much as I could. We only went over to see her for a couple of hours, then we went home, and this was once a month because whenever we showed up, she was acting obnoxious, and I could not deal with it. My mother-in-law's demeanor changed when she found out we were expecting. She was so sweet, buying baby stuff and rubbing my belly. She wanted tea nights, movies, because tea was her thing, which I knew nothing about until I got pregnant, and she invited me over for tea. I took it. I was not going to say no because I wanted to make sure that I could get along with her because I was expecting and wanted a relationship between her and the child. So a few days after meeting her, I got so sick, and I didn't know what was going on with me, so I went to the doctors. Unfortunately, they said I had a miscarriage, and I was no longer pregnant. I had no idea about what happened because I wasn't working. I wasn't stressed. I was actually very fine. I was taking care of myself to make sure I had a healthy baby, and of course, my husband and I waited for about 6 months after the miscarriage, and luckily I got pregnant again. My mother-in-law was very happy. She was there for me. She kept reminding me to go for tea time so that I could spend time with her, and that's exactly what I did. And then again, after a couple of days, I started bleeding really badly, and I went to the doctors. They told me that I had another miscarriage. I just didn't know what was going on, and I was really afraid to get pregnant again because my husband and I really wanted a baby. We tried again. This time, I was not going to get close to anyone because I didn't want to risk having another miscarriage. It was so weird that I was getting unclear back-to-back miscarriages. So I sat at home. I didn't go anywhere. My mother-in-law was calling me, telling me, hey, come have tea time. And I said, no, I'm not coming over. I'm sorry because this time I need lots of rest. I told her I'm not going to be near anyone. Absolutely not. Thank you. She decided to get really mad at me, and she just showed up at my house after I said no, I wasn't going to go to her house for tea time. She came to my house, brought the tea. Because she was my mother-in-law, I decided to have tea with her like I didn't suspect anything, so I sat down and we had the tea. I kid you not, a few days later, I started feeling really, really sick. I went to the hospital again, and they told me, I'm sorry you had another miscarriage, and at this point, I can't tell you guys how traumatized and frustrated I was because of what is going on with my body. I thought it was me. I told my husband, I'm sorry, but at this point, let's adopt, let's do something else. I don't trust I will ever be able to carry a child for you. This made me look bad as a female because we badly wanted a child, so my husband and I decided to have a break. A couple of years go by, I ended up getting pregnant again. I stayed at home. My husband stayed at home. In fact, he took time off because he didn't want the same thing to happen. I was continuously getting checked to make sure everything was fine, and my mother-in-law struck again. In those years when I wasn't trying to have a child, she would not reach out to me. Then all of a sudden I'm pregnant again, and she was calling me like crazy. She called me asking if she could come over or if I could go over to her house for tea time. I said no. I told her I will be staying at my mother's house. I don't need you to come here. Give me some space. By miracle, that entire pregnancy was very fine. No issues, no miscarriage, nothing. I was very happy. I just thought that the previous miscarriage was due to bad luck or just my body telling me I wasn't ready. Subscribe, follow, like, and comment. Watch out for part 2.